All right, hey everybody, welcome to the updated cardiovascular pharmacology for pharmacy technicians course. I have it in the student view, which will be the view that you guys will be oriented to. You should all be enrolled in the class as a student. If not, please let me know and I will get that fixed. But for the purposes of the studio roundtable today, or that whenever you guys review this, will be the module 1, which is the probably thickest module that the students would have to go through. And so just to orient you, it's module 1. Each module has this kind of feedback of how to complete the lesson. But even based on last time, I know I've made a lot of changes, but I think there's probably still room to optimize organization and flow. So as you guys are working through this, any feedback you have would be fantastic. And so how I have it kind of laid out is the actual lesson, which is a storyline articulate module. And if you click into it, it'll come with a link. If you click it, it won't be able to open within ELC, so you just have to copy and paste it into a browser. And feel free, it is the review link to leave your email and then leave comments. Just to orient you, as it stands as the time of this recording, this module does need a lot of work and the voiceover is not complete yet. So take this with a grain of salt. Right now it auto advances, because I dumped mail slides into this, and they'll have to be reviewed and change this for improved navigation. So I'm aware of these depending on when you go to review this. My goal is to, hopefully by the time through this weekend, take out these auto advances and update, as you'll see here, some of the formatting and the slide titles that have some of the drug information. But as it works through these, you can see that each class, it's a whole, we're orienting this by cardiovascular medications and then by their indications, so that's why it says hypertension and heart failure, and then within those with medication classes. And each one, as you can see the slides advancing, which as noted I will fix, has an initial slide with some of the key things that they should know, such as the mechanism of action, examples of the actual one, key side effects, key warnings, and key drug-drug interactions, linking back to the overall objectives of what we wanted to accomplish in this course. And then it has a separate table for dosing and dosage forms. Dosage forms means like capsule, tablet, IV, solution. Just so you're aware. And these will all have voiceovers in it. And then once it would get there, we do have a separate section. And again, my plan is to make this separate as an assessment section, where this would go through, and if you get it wrong, this is an incorrect answer, you should have some feedback. And then I only have one choice, one attempt per question, because it does give you feedback, and this is if you get it correct. And I'll show you my thought process behind that, but I'm also looking for feedback if a one attempt should be enough, and what your thoughts are on that. Because the rest of the module, as you can see, so they have the first one, and if they do read this, and maybe I need to make it more clear here, so also looking for feedback, is that if you, underneath the lesson, it links to a PDF which has the drug tables exactly, so they can take notes as their articulate lesson moves through this. And this would be the key information that they would need to study in order to ace the exam, which would be at the end of the course. And then finally, additionally, as mentioned earlier, we will also have the cases, which, apologies that I didn't have that up, is the exact same questions that we saw in the articulate, but they have it in a document form. And so therefore they can take notes on this as they progress through that module, and if they do get it wrong or even right, they do have feedback in the rationale, so they can take notes onto this document and use that for study purposes, which is why I only had them kind of do once. This is like a right after a learning situation. And then additionally, as they work through the module, they have this study tool is not required, but they can click to it. It should link to the current Quizlets they're using in its current format, with flashcards and different things that they can go through and learn. They can obviously use all the different Quizlet for tools that they have. And then the final piece of the module will consist of the Ask the Class. And again, this is going to be an open forum, not necessarily used for a requirement, but to share any questions that might have, and so another student can answer. And then it could also be monitored by the organizer and leader teacher of this section. And so that's kind of how, if you click through, there are not links into any of these, or the drug tables aren't in yet, but that's how every module will be laid out. So if you have organizational comments, especially on the one that's live, of do I need to be more clear in the instructions about how to approach this? Should the lesson actually go after the drug tables in cases, so they know to print those first, and kind of that general feedback, and then the assessments with the patient cases / scenarios in the Articulate module as a one-time try, and then you move on to the next slide, but looking for feedback, knowing that goes with the document, looking for feedback on if you think they should be able to try it again. And I just want to reiterate, I do know there are issues, and this is not optimal. I'm going to work on those, but if you have big glaring things other than, I know I need to fix the formatting of like these drug tables and the automatic flow, but if you see anything else that would be optimal, like where a key graphic might go or something else and that you'd like to share, please by all means do that. I'm hoping by the time that you guys review this will be more updated. And that's my module. Looking forward to what your guys' comments are to help keep this improving.